I had this all scripted out, knew exactly what I wanted to say. I started recording it and I hated it. I didn't like it at all, so here I go, unscripted, not looking at what I wrote down, just flying by the seat of my pants. Welcome to Thoughts I Think. I'm Mike, your host, and just like last week, this is going to kind of talk about my past and the bullying and stuff, but specifically we're going to talk about my fear of judgment, my fear of being judged, and your coping mechanisms. What coping mechanisms do you have? How do you handle the fear of being judged? I've always had this fear because of my childhood, as I talked about being bullied. I was always told my hair was weird or funny looking, my clothes were wrong, this was wrong, that was wrong, whatever. Right now, one of my teeth is bad, and I'm very, very self-conscious of that because I'm afraid someone's going to judge me for it. I know why it's bad and whatever, but my fear of being judged has crippled me to an extent where, like I mentioned in my last episode, I can't be quite myself. I'm always worried, trying to fit in, trying to appease the crowd and be what they want me to be. And I'm finally starting to understand and to learn that it doesn't really matter what other people think. If they're spending that much time worrying about me and worrying about what I'm wearing or my hair, then that says something about them, doesn't say anything about me. That's on them, and they're pretty pathetic. I have to remember that, and I have a hard time remembering that in the moment, because in the moment, my brain is not thinking clearly, and it's, what are they thinking, what are they thinking, what are they thinking, nearly panic attack inducing style. So at the time, it's very hard, but when I can step back and take a deep breath, I remember it's ridiculous that they would be thinking about me. And when I think about what I do, it's rare. It's not completely uncommon, but it's rare that I judge someone else. And even when I do, it's not with malicious intent. It's just, look at that guy's pants, or something like that. It's more of a joking thing, not true judginess. So that's how I have learned to cope with it, and I'm still struggling to get that coping to work in the heat of the moment, and to make it work when it's passing through my head, or when I'm at work, or in a public place. Work is a hard one because I'm around those people all the time, every day, and I feel like I would hear it or understand it more if they are judging me, whereas in public, at a store or a restaurant, doesn't bother me that much because I will never see them or hear them again. So if they want to judge me back at home, I don't care. I'll never know. Doesn't bother me. Fuck you. No sweat off my back. But at work, it's hard for me to get past it. At home, I don't feel judged because I'm with a good family. I have good people. And that brings me to my second point. I find you need to find a crowd that you hang out with, that you live with, that you hang around with, that you're always with, that you trust, that you believe in, that's got your back. My wife, my family, my kids, the people I live with, they've got my back. I feel comfortable with them. I do not feel judged. I can sing and dance like a fucking idiot around them and have no problems. I don't think about what I look like, what I do, or anything around them. I'm me. I'm never, ever me outside of the house because I think about what other people are thinking. When I go out with my good friend, we do a lot of golfing. I am as close to me as I am anywhere else outside of the house. I know he doesn't judge me like that. And I know he's a good friend. He's just as fucking weird as I am. So it equals out. It's fun. And I can be myself. But again, when I get to work, I can't be myself. I'm I seclude myself into this what are they thinking corner, and I stay in my head most of the day, and it really, really restricts me in a lot of the things I do in life. I have never truly changed my haircut very much because of that. I've always stuck with the same very socially accepted style of dress that I wear. I don't really go outside the norm, and I hope to soon, but I'm already halfway through my life, and it's kind of sad that it's gotten me to this point this late in my life. So what do you do to cope? What's your helpful advice? Leave me a comment. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up, like me, subscribe to my channel. I'm just starting, really want to grow. And with that being said, this podcast, your feedback, your likes, your thumbs ups, that really makes a big difference. This is me pushing myself, going outside my comfort zone, risking being judged, and really working on myself. And the more positive feedback I get, the more I can do it. So all of your subscribing and liking and comments, positive comments, of course, really push me in the right direction and really help me. I need that positive validation. So, like my podcast, please, and subscribe and leave your comments, and I will talk to you next episode.